as thousands of people bringing it back home here to Chicagoland grapple with incredible hikes to property tax bills that you've just received 4 months late. 4 months late. The county assessor says the property tax system is inherently unfair, calling for reforms. His head of communications, Angelina Romero, is joining me now to talk more about the numbers, the backlash, and where we go from here. Thank you for your time.
Hi, thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely. So the assessor says he's fighting for a circuit breaker in Springfield. Can you explain what that means for people and whether there's some precedents from other states that have used something similar?
Yes, so the assessor is pushing for legislation to pass what's called a circuit breaker, and it basically works like a circuit breaker in your home, right? When there's a certain surge on your property tax bill, the state would actually pick up a certain amount if you went over, let's say, like a 40% increase or such on your property tax bill. So that is sitting with lawmakers, and also, yes, so this is a common practice in other states around the country.
So we would be following. It's nothing new, essentially. What he is proposing here. You know, a lot of people have been trying to just figure out and wrap their brains around this entire issue. We had a conversation with the Cook County Treasurer yesterday, and I opened up this discussion even to our viewers online on YouTube, and it comes back around to one of the things that we did talk about with her that I want to pose to you. Kip says, how is it that we're getting these large downtown commercial properties seeing reductions from appeals, but then we have black and brown neighborhoods, black and brown residents who are having to shoulder this burden?
Yes, definitely. So I'm glad you brought this up. It's important to understand the way the property tax system works is that it's a zero sum game. So if one group or even one property tax owner gets a break, other people pick up the bill, pick up the tab. So again, it's a zero sum game. So yes, you're absolutely right. We have seen, Chicago was reassessed last year, which is why they're seeing new values on their property tax bill this time around. Um, we have seen that commercial properties were actually given large reductions by the Board of Review, which in then turns, the bill lands on everybody else. Because at the end of the day, the budgets need to be filled, and someone has to pay. And unfortunately, it has been shifted to many of the homeowners. And my boss, Assessor Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi, has been talking about this for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, shifted to a lot of the homeowners, yes. But how are we ending up in the types of neighborhoods that we're ending up in? I mean, where there may be a median income of $20,000 or $30,000.
Yeah, so let's talk about that part. So let's back up a little bit. So the part that my office is responsible for are assessments. So when I say assessments, that means placing value on your home, what your home could sell for in today's market. And just nationwide after COVID, I'm sure everyone's kind of familiar with this. Housing prices soared nationwide, especially like 4 times the rate in Chicago, in the city. So traditionally, a very affordable areas that maybe you could still get a home for $100,000, $80,000. That doesn't exist anymore, and you've really seen the housing prices skyrocket in these areas that we're talking about. And I know the treasurer pointed out Inglewood, North Lawndale as an example. So if you were, let's say, go on Zillow, look at the prices, you can no longer find a house for those prices. So again, our office, we follow the market, what your house can sell for in today's market. So that sort of explains some of that, why why the values are increasing on your home.
Okay, so as I understand it, a recent analysis by the assessor's office found that nearly 250,000 households have seen this kind of spike in recent years overall. What help is available for people who are getting these bills?
Yes, I'm actually really glad you brought that up. So I have printed here a sample of the Cook County, or what a property tax bill looks like. So I really encourage everyone to look in the bottom left corner of their bill right here, and I went ahead and circled it. Listed under the exemption, so under tax calculator, are your property tax savings. A lot of people think that it's bound by income, but actually the homeowner exception, the most popular one, every homeowner is eligible, and you would be surprised how many people don't know about it or don't claim it. And the only eligibility is that you live and own your property. So you can apply for that right now. And what I encourage you to do is go on our website, and that is Cook County Assessor il.gov. And you can apply online now to get that exemption or that property tax saving applied and to get a corrected tax bill. But even going further than that, the exemption that offers the most significant savings is the senior freeze. And those are for our seniors who are low income, make $65,000 or less. They can apply for that, and it offers such a great savings. And right now in our lobby is full of seniors and veterans as well, who unfortunately forgot to apply for their savings, because you do have to reapply every year because it's tied to income, and that may vary every year. So our lobby is full right now, and we're assisting people getting them corrected tax bills. So I really encourage taxpayers to take a look at their bill.
So you said the senior freeze, and then the first one was
Homeowner exemption.
Homeowner exemption. Those are two things that may help out a lot of people. And then there's the appeals process. Why aren't we seeing more people appeal? We definitely see, again, some of these large corporations that have appeals attorneys on file.
Yes. So appealing with our office is absolutely free. You do not need an attorney. We do targeted outreach, especially in these areas. We've been preparing for this. We're already, I think, at 230 outreaches for the year. You can go online. Everything is archived on our YouTube if you wanted to find your area, because we specifically host workshops digitally, but we focus on certain neighborhoods, and we make sure everyone sort of gets a personalized outreach. But they're all archived on our YouTube. You can watch videos on how to file an appeal. The only tricky part is that you only get one window to file an appeal every year. So we did extra outreach for these particular areas because we knew this was coming.
So when you say you knew this was coming, are we expecting the same thing next year?
So how it works is that you get assessed every 3 years. So Chicago was reassessed last year, so now they have another 2 years. But we also did targeting campaigns. So we sent out to these same neighborhoods that we're talking about that you mentioned. We also did a huge postcard campaign to let people know this is our office, this is what we do. Just because we felt like maybe they haven't had to interact with our office for some time, but we knew that increases were coming. So we really wanted to highlight again that homeowner exemption, that senior exemption, the senior fee freeze, veterans with disabilities. In fact, we have a virtual event for veterans this Thursday, and you can watch that on YouTube or Facebook. We have a lot of our veterans that need to reapply annually as well.
And I want to ask you how you all's office works with this Cook County Board of Review that actually grants the reductions.
So it's a twofold part. So our office, we accept appeals, we process appeals, but then there is another agency called the Board of Review, where homeowners and business owners or commercial property owners can file appeals. And that's where we're seeing the large reductions happening. So we're seeing a lot of the commercial properties getting huge reductions that aren't necessarily, we don't think they're warranted, and where this sort of shift of balance and burden is being placed on homeowners. But yes, so there's two places to appeal, one at our office, and then there's a window with the Board of Review. That's where you're seeing the large reductions.
Okay, so when you all sent out the release immediately calling for reforms, is this the first time that you all have made a push like this to say, hey, there's an issue, an inherent systemic issue that's causing this that we need to fix, or is your voice just getting louder?
I think it's been ongoing since my boss started, since he started over this administration. He's worked on a lot of reforms as well related to property tax savings, but it has to happen sort of holistically. Like, it can't just be one piece of the puzzle, because there's so many various factors that go into the property tax bill. So I would say no, we've been fighting for a lot of reforms with Springfield. And one right now that he's also advocating for is the automatic renewal of that senior freeze. So the one I told you that people have to apply for every year. Our lobby is full of seniors right now, and they shouldn't have to make their way in every year. And we've actually been able to we can get income information that allows us to verify that their income didn't change from the year prior. That would automatically renew and take that burden off of many seniors. So that's something really big that my boss is pushing for.
That's huge. And of all people, our seniors and our veterans should not, you're right, have to keep coming back year after year to fight for the very same thing. Many of them that are on fixed incomes anyway. So let me just ask you on a final note, what you all do now. Like you said, your lobby is full of those seniors and the veterans. I'm sure you're hearing it online and from every which way from people who are getting these bills. Where do you go now?
I would really encourage people, again, look at your tax bill, look at that left hand corner, make sure checking on your neighbors, your friends, your family. I'm getting tons of phone calls and emails and telling people this is where you look, this is what you can do. That's the immediate action. We're also having a housing resource fair here where we invite supportive partner agencies, nonprofits that offer housing counseling to also, again, just look at your homeownership holistically to see other places that you can save. And lastly, I forgot to mention this, but I think the treasurer has done a really good job. If you also take a look at your property tax bill, big bold letters, where your money goes. You can actually see where all the funding is going. She does a line item to see where the increases are. So I think that's really important too, as far as like transparency.
Absolutely. We should all know where our money is going, especially as it's going up. Thank you so much. Angelina Romero, Head of Communications for the Cook County Assessor's Office. Appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right.
Bye.